We are looking live over New York City, where former President Trump, is at Trump Tower right now. Today, a jury handed down its verdict in his hush money trial, guilty on all counts.
This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
That was the former president's reaction just moments after the verdict was read, and you can see him here waving to a crowd of people as he returned home after court.
We'll hear from him again in about 10 hours. The former president is planning a news conference for tomorrow morning. The
jury deliberated less than 12 hours before handing down their decision, guilty on all 34 felony counts.
And take note of this date, July 11th. That's when the former president is supposed to be sentenced. It's just 4 days before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. So many are describing today as historic, unprecedented, and a profound moment in American democracy.
We will take you inside the courtroom, show you what was happening outside as well. We have expert legal and historical analysis of today's verdict. We'll dig into the effect this could have on the election in November and also what's next. Our own Jermont Terry starts us off here tonight at 10, live in the control room. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, tonight everyone is asking what's next for Donald Trump. What is clear, he is the first former president to ever become a felon, convicted, yet his name remains on the November ballot. Hours after leaving the courthouse, Donald Trump waved to his supporters outside Trump Towers in New York. While he showed friendly gestures, he was far from pleased when he stepped before the cameras after hearing the jury hand down the guilty verdict on all 34 counts in the hush money trial.
We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now.
Yet after a 6-week trial that took the jury 10 hours to return the guilty verdict, a case centering around Trump's attempt to keep his relationship with adult film star Stormy Daniels quiet, prosecutors proved Trump concealed repayments to Michael Cohen, the once fixer for the former president. It was proven the money paid to Cohen was actually hush money paid to Daniels. It's a case prosecutors say had nothing to do with politics.
While this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law.
Despite his conviction, Trump remains the presumptive Republican nominee, and legal expert Irv Miller says he doubts Trump won't hit the campaign trail.
I think it would be wrong for the judge to impose travel restrictions. He's not a flight risk. Everybody in the world knows who he is. He can't hide.
Miller says it's unlikely Trump will see any time behind bars.
Unless he keeps violating more gag orders, then the judge may decide maybe he needs a taste of the county jail for a few hours or a couple days.
This is really, really an unprecedented moment. There was one candidate in all of American history for the presidency who ran from a prison cell. That was Eugene Debs in 1920.
Yet here we are in 2024, and Northwestern history professor Kevin Boyle says America and its standards have changed.
Nelson Rockefeller in 1964, he was thinking about running for the Republican nomination. People basically said, can't have that. That's impossible. A divorced man, president of the United States. Can you imagine? Now we have the Republican candidate for the presidency who has been convicted of fraud to pay off the porn star.
Boyle says the founding fathers never imagined we would be in this situation.
But what they imagined they were creating was a world in which the best people rose to the top.
Now, Trump did not take the stand in his trial. His attorney tonight said that the former president, wanted to take the stand, but took the advice of his attorneys, and ultimately that was the decision that he went with. Live in the news control room tonight, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News.
Jermont, thank you. President Joe Biden has not spoken out yet about the verdict, but did release a statement saying in part, Donald Trump has always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law for his own personal gain.